Before viewing this video, be sure to have reviewed the open enrollment website and be confident in regard to what changes you plan to make, if any. This video will not provide detailed information on the various plans, but will show you how to navigate through the steps of open enrollment in Workday based on one specific scenario. Open enrollment begins October 5th and ends October 16th. During this time, all benefited employees have the opportunity to elect in or change elections for the upcoming plan year. Any changes made during this period of time will take effect on January 1st of 2021. For this video, we'll be following a specific scenario. The employee in this video got married last year, but did not need to add their spouse to their plan at that time. However, they do want to add their spouse to their plan for the upcoming year, and they would also like to elect in previously waived vision coverage. Know that we all have unique situations and scenarios. Be sure to take the time to consider what benefit elections work best for you and your family. Okay, let's get started. It's the first day of open enrollment. I've logged into Workday and I'm going to navigate to my Workday inbox in order to find the open enrollment task. The inbox task will be titled Open Enrollment Change, followed by your name and 1/1/2021. I've found the task, and the first step is to review healthcare elections. Based on our scenario, I need to add my new spouse as a new dependent on each of my elected plans, and I also need to elect in vision coverage, which I had previously waived. To start, I'll go ahead and add my spouse as a dependent on my basic health plan. I click Enroll Dependent and select Add My Dependent from Enrollment. Notice that if I had dependents already entered in the system, that I could have selected them from the existing dependents category. On the page that follows, I'm given the opportunity to review my existing dependents. I don't have any, so I'll go ahead and click OK. Next, I'll enter my new dependent's information, starting with first name, last name, relationship, date of birth, and gender. Under National IDs, which is where we will enter the dependent's social security number, I'll click Add. USA defaults as the country, and I'll select SSN as the identifier and then type in the number. If you're unable to provide the national ID, such as for a newborn that you don't yet have the SSN for, you'll leave this section blank and you'll provide a best reason for not having the SSN later. Under Address, you can either use your existing address or remove it and add a new one. Since my spouse lives with me, I'll just leave this as it is. I've completed the entry for my dependent, so I'll click OK to get back to the open enrollment screen. You'll now see that my spouse has been added to my health plan and that the coverage level has changed to Employee plus Spouse. Now that I've added my spouse as a dependent, I just need to select my spouse to add under each of the other plan types. I can quickly do this by selecting my dependent from the existing dependents category. I also need to elect in vision coverage, so I'll change that election from waived to elect and also add my spouse here as a dependent. Notice that as I update my elections that Workday tells me what my new premiums will be under Employee Cost and what UVA will contribute under Employer Contributions. Everything looks okay, so I'll click Continue. Next, I get to elect or waive in an HSA since I'm enrolled in the Basic Health Plan. Those in Value or Choice plans are not eligible for the HSA. Even though I'm on the Basic Health Plan, I also have to adhere to the guidance or eligibility requirements listed on screen to ensure that I am indeed eligible. I know that I'm eligible and actually don't want to change my HSA elections, so I'm ready to continue. Next, I have the option for electing or waiving enrollment in a healthcare flexible spending account and/or a dependent daycare reimbursement account. Again, there are eligibility requirements here, so be sure to understand the limitations and guidelines listed on the page and on the open enrollment website. One key callout is that dependent daycare cannot be used for healthcare costs. For my example, I don't intend to elect in either FSA or a dependent daycare account, so I'll keep what I have from last year and move forward. Life insurance will display as view only for those under VRS, like myself, so I can't make any changes in Workday for this. Rather, I would use the VRS forms linked if needed. Those under the ORP or MCRP can make changes during the open enrollment process, and medical center team members are also eligible for additional long-term disability insurance and can make those changes here as well. Next, depending on your life insurance policy, you may see a page to edit your beneficiaries. For detailed information on adding, editing, or deleting beneficiaries, view the Add or Change Beneficiaries for Life Insurance job aid. That screen doesn't appear for me. Instead, I'm taken to the final review of my elections. This is my opportunity to review my changes before accepting my elections and submitting the task. If you see a critical alert section on the submission page, it means you have elected plans that are not allowed together. The message will provide information on which plans have the conflict. Please note that you will not be able to submit until any critical alert or cross-plan dependency errors have been resolved. If you have any questions or need assistance, contact askhr@virginia.edu or call us at 434-243-3344. For me, I need to review and make sure that my spouse is listed on my plans and that I also elected Envision coverage. These were the changes that I set out to make during open enrollment. I see all of my changes reflected, so I'm going to click the checkbox next to I agree and then submit my open enrollment task. Everything went through, so I'm close to done. Since I added a spouse to my health plan, I know that I'll need to complete the spousal affidavit, which is already in my inbox. Once I sign off on that, I am finished with open enrollment for the year. There is also an affidavit required for HSA, but since I didn't change my HSA elections, I don't need to reaffirm the affidavit. Rest assured, if I need to come back and make changes, I can do that during the open enrollment window by navigating to the benefits application on my Workday homepage and by selecting the Change Open Enrollment button. This concludes the Workday Open Enrollment System walkthrough. This year, HR has reorganized information for open enrollment on the new OE website, and as always, HR is here for you. If you have any questions or encounter any issues during open enrollment, contact askhr@virginia.edu or call us directly at 434-243-3344.